Starbucks shares moving to the upside today, up nearly 2% in the final minutes of trading. Bank of America out with a new note, reiterating its buy rating, but raising its price target to $125 a share. Brooke DiPalma is here with the details on that. And Brooke, this optimistic outlook, or more optimistic outlook, I should say, a lot of that has to do with the reopening in China.
That's right. This note specifically regarding the reopening in China, alongside noting a strong rebound and poised to benefit as China once again abandons that 3-year COVID-19 policy that's been in play that's really restricted mobility. Sarah Senatore, BofA analyst here, really highlighting that with more mobility, there will be more orders at Starbucks. So really what she's taking a look at is 3 specific notes here: brand, scale, and tech. She notes that it's really an accessible luxury, similar to what we see here in the U.S. as we see a boom in perhaps consumers going out and buying Starbucks. They'll ultimately choose Starbucks, seen as a discount versus competitors overseas in China versus Grey Box and Coffee and Pete's, but also a 10% premium to that of premium Pacific Coffee and Luckin Coffee. So she notes that this is sort of a sweet spot and in between for consumers. Also scale, Starbucks not shying away from boosting its presence in China despite these lockdowns. That's more than 6,000 locations in China now. That's up from 4,700 in 2020. So of course, that's one thing that's coming out hot out of this COVID-19 policy lockdowns. And also technology here. She said that mobile orders really result in a larger transaction there in Q4 in China. We saw 17 million reward members, and also mobile orders representing 44% of sales. So certainly all these major sweet spots hitting the right spot for Sarah Senatore at BofA, but she is one of 14 buys, 20 holds, and 1 sell on the street right now for Starbucks.
It's really interesting to read these upgrades about the China reopening as bodies pile up at the morgue and the hospitals are beyond crowded. But let's set that aside for a moment. You said the word sweet spot. Speaking of sweet, the new holiday menu, winter menu is out. I assume it's rather sweet as usual.
It looks pretty sweet. Now added to the menu this year, completely new, is a pistachio cream cold brew. Now that's adding to the return of the pistachio latte. But the big story here is just how bullish, I guess you could say, Starbucks is on cold options. In Q4, we heard that 76% of orders were actually cold coffee options. And so that really makes up about 2/3 of Starbucks orders entirely. And, you know, what we saw in the fall of this year was the highlight of customization. They had that pumpkin spice cold brew option. And while people may not have gone in the pumpkin cold brew, they added that pumpkin spice cold brew foam on top. And that led to, in part, to a 17% spike in their fall spice platform. And so perhaps Starbucks, once again, betting big on colds and hoping for similar customization, usage here.
The cold foam is delicious. But I will say I ordered the pistachio cream because I knew you were coming on today. I just got that in my cold brew, just the sauce in my cold brew. It was a lot like 22. It was forgettable.
Ooh.
Like it just was forgettable. That was
the year 2022 are we referring to? Interesting.
I thought you were getting excited about it. I don't know. It seems like your alley. Something you could like spice up your morning drink with a little bit, makes it a little bit more exciting. No, it didn't make the cut.
I'll keep trying. I'll keep going.
I'll give it a Let me give it a try, and I will give a review. Maybe I'll be a little bit more optimistic as we start the new year.
I love their cold brew, though. It's my favorite. Brooke DiPalma, always good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.